Hello, and once again, welcome to another review. So, this time I'm going to do Invincible. I am going to do a review on American Horror Story 1984 2 weeks from now, hopefully. But today we're going to focus on Invincible. So, once again, disclaimer, there's going to be huge spoilers. If you have not seen it, please log off and not watch this video because I'm going to go into major spoiler territories with this review. So with further ado, let's get on with the review. I think the overall plot of the show is very simple, and that's what I really like about it. I do like the twist in the end. Like, I really started to suspect that the son could have been the villain rather than the father, because I was kind of teased a bit with how I saw some of the memes and sort of like little clips of the show, and I thought I was going to go through that direction where Mark was essentially going to be the villain of the show. But that twist, oh boy, was really good. um I did like the idea of him kind of like starting off as like your average Peter Parker character and then slowly having more development throughout the series. um just the overall first episode, how it just at first was like, okay, this seems like your average to mill superhero show, and then it just slaps you in the face with that whole end credit scene. Really, really amazing. So as for the premise, I really love the premise, and I also really like how it started off slow, but then it slowly built its way into something completely amazing. So props to the creator of Invincible for kind of doing that. Boy, I have a lot to say about the characters. So, the characters in the show are really good. Like, the voice acting is amazing. Um, the overall characterization with Mark and Omni Man is just impeccable. Um, the relationship Mark and Nolan kind of have, that whole father and son thing, and that overall betrayal in it was just amazing between those two. I did have a little bit of a trouble kind of like liking Amber. Mostly what she did to Mark in the end was like hooking up with him after she was pretty sure that she wanted to break up with him. Then kind of like hooking up with him after he got like pretty severely like beaten up by Omni Man and all that kind of stuff. It felt like she wanted like a pity date or something like that. I didn't like that direction, you know? But other than that, she was a good character. Her voice actress is amazing. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about the characters. So here's my best to worst parts. I think I'm gonna start with my best parts. The best parts has to be that amazing fight scene and the final episode. That was just my favorite part of it all. If anything, I could just go back and rewatch it again because that was just cinematic, but also just very like gut wrenching with like everything Mark had to go through and having that secret be revealed to him in the end by his father. Um, as for a worst part, I didn't really like the idea of the two Titan clones coming back again. They weren't really my favorite characters. If anything, they felt really annoying to me. Um, the whole Amber kind of hooking up with Mark in the end, like the overall relationship thing, wasn't really my favorite part. Um, I wouldn't say it's the worst part. I would say it's the weakest part of the series. Is just that relationship aspect. It just felt a little bit iffy. And yes, I understand they're trying to go with a realistic route, but it just felt very cliche, and I just didn't like that. But I wouldn't say that it really destroyed the series or distracted the series from what it was really, you know, aiming at. It was just that was the parts I found the weakest. But overall, pretty much it for this portion of the video. Let's get on with the next category. So I'm going to get into really major spoiler territory here in this portion. So if you have not seen Invincible, it should be obvious with the title. Log off. Okay? I'm going to spoil everything. So this ending overall was very brutal, but very gut-wrenching, like I said before in my other portion of the video. But yes, the overall Omni-Man revealing that, like, yep, he was supposed to conquer this planet or planet Earth, and Mark was like, no, I thought we were supposed to be heroes and all that. I just found it completely shocking because once again, I thought this entire time that Mark was going to be the villain, but to find out that all along that Omni-Man wasn't necessarily mind controlled or anything like that, he was just supposed to come to Earth and kind of conquer it. That is amazing, I would say. Just, and overall, what he said about his wife, her just basically being reduced to a pet to him, just, that was overall heartbreaking. And don't get me started on the train scene. That was just horrible. But it makes me really want to check out the comics and, see if, Mark does have a chance to encounter his father again. Because that was super interesting and makes me want to know more about, what happens next. My overall rating of this show has to be a 9 out of 10 simply because I love the twist. I love the voice acting. The characters are amazing. I just didn't like the relationship portion of the show. I just felt that it was very weak, and some of it felt a little bit like pushed in to me. That's just my opinion. But overall, really like the action and the overall drama between Mark and his family. But yeah, I highly recommend it if you're into superhero stuff, if you're into like really dark stuff like that. I do have to give you guys a content warning while watching this show. I forgot to mention in the first part, it is super brutal. I mean, I do watch my fair share of like violent cartoons and all that, but this one, there are moments where I just had to like look away. It was super like just a lot to take in. But yeah, I highly recommend watching this. It's very good. Um, it's not really a show you would expect to see a twist sort of like that. But yeah, aside, this show definitely deserves a 9 out of 10. In conclusion, this was just a fascinating show to watch, and I like how it was like 8 episodes. I felt like there should have been more episodes, but I like the overall slow build up that it kind of gave us in the first part. And yeah, thank you guys once again for clicking in and watching this review. I hope to do more soon, and I'm planning on doing more podcast slash anime reviews soon. This will be like a future thing in the channel. I'm also planning on doing my own podcast, so just make sure to watch out for that in the future. But this has been Mick. I hope to see you guys soon. Please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.